COSAFA Women's Championship 2025 rolls on, and this afternoon the hosts step forward. It is South Africa versus Zimbabwe, two neighbors, one fierce rivalry, and 90 minutes that could light up this tournament. A very good afternoon to you, and to you. As the teams make their way up onto the field, you can almost feel the weight as the stadium itself welcomes these teams. South Africa's Banyana standing tall with their voices of the nations, over 61 million behind them on SABC. A country that has sung through struggle and triumph, now pouring that same team spirit into every sprint, every tackle and every touch that lies ahead. Opposite them is Zimbabwe, the mighty warriors. They carry the pride and resilience of roughly 16 million people, a nation that knows about rising again and again, no matter the odds. As the anthems will be sung, that will be the call to stand up, to endure, to believe. And you sense that same defiance in their eyes tonight or this afternoon. The national anthems will be of Zimbabwe and South Africa.
Fans of Zimbabwe. Please remain standing for the national anthem of South Africa.
And across these two countries, more than 77 million people could be following this game in the living rooms, in the fan parks, on the phones, on the radios, watching their daughters, their sisters, their mothers, their heroes write a new chapter in Southern African football. We line up as South Africans as follows: Gordon, Khadebe, Maponya, O'Malley, Zondi Mhlongo, Ludwig Holweni, Mtanda Salgado, and Magia. Magagula Makhulula, Tusimpelo, October Dlamini, Mokoma Pila Manyama, and Mzobe. Dr. Desiree Ellis leads the charges onto the field. It is a 4-1-4-1 formation, and just two players surviving from their previous match that played against Lesotho. It was a 1-1 draw. This is not just another group of players. These are players playing for their flags, playing for their families' futures, and every pass, every interception, every break in behind the back line will carry the hopes of millions. Well, that is Zimbabwe, a team that is hoping to cause another upset. These are your officials. Matapelo Morake of Lesotho. It's Evelyn Lungameni Augustanius from Namibia, Hambinus Bamba of Malawi, and Rose Zimba of Malawi. The two captains, that is Sibulele Holweni and of South Africa, and the captain of Zimbabwe is Nobukosi Palmer Ncube. The two ladies exchanging flags that will go a very long way in the cabinets of the respective captains. As we look at the lineup for Zimbabwe, it is Shonga, Tumbare, Antonio, Ncube, Kabera, Kaitano, Mupeti, Dambo Muromo, Katona, Chinyerere as Vawanda. On the bench, it's Madikwenye, Mapashure, Mataura, Ndlovu Ncube, Sipini, Chimwere, Mangwai, Makore, Lunga Kondo, and Alice Moyo. Sitetelelwe Sibanda is the coach that brings together the ladies who know all about her philosophy. We look at Banyana Banyana coach, that is Dr. Desiree Ellis, whose philosophy is to look after the ball with possession, with purpose, and she is one of those former midfielders who was very comfortable under pressure. But you can see Ellis's fingerprints in the previous match in the way Banyana Banyana pulled through the midfield, always an open short as the safe pass available, never panicking in possession. Well, it is Pinky Majekane who is alongside me, a former Banyana Banyana player who has given her all. But then we look at the opposite side of the coaching department. That is Ms. Sitetelele Sibanda. Her message is pretty clear. She preaches of teamwork. She wants 11 players connected and making sure they're pressing together, they're fighting together, they're stepping up at every opportunity. They all go as they are expected to. Zimbabwe are about to graft the togetherness, to win your duels, to cover the teammates, and to put group above individual. It is South Africa that will get us started. They are in the yellow uniforms attacking the goal from the left to the right of your screen. Zimbabwe in all green. The Pink Panther is in the house. That is Cynthia Shonga, bright and beautiful in goal. On the other side, the Black Cat, that is Casey Gordon. She too, a young up-and-coming goalkeeper that is asking questions of Kaylin Swart, that is having discussions in the corridor with Andile Dlamini. But she's out there to write history. It took 20 years of belief. Namibia are through to their first ever final after 20 years. And it is that time. And one thing that is certain, there will be a new champion come the 1st of March.
Absolutely. That's something that we've been looking forward to. Having new teams also, it's an improvement, and a lot of improvement we see from these teams that are introducing young players, but also the style of play, the excitement in these games is extremely so exciting.
Well, absolutely, as Zimbabwe, who came in as the second best team behind Zambia with 7 points, are a team that are yet to concede in this particular tournament. 3 games, 2 wins, 1 draw. That talks to a goal of a total number of 3 goals that they've scored and are yet to concede, as I've mentioned. South Africa were the first team to qualify into the knockout stages, finishing on the summit of Group A. 3 matches played, 2 wins, 1 draw. That was a draw against Lesotho, and they come into this match with 7 points. It is the new Peter Mokaba Stadium, a very wide and open pitch that will allow the team that wants to settle quickest and use the width of the pitch to great effect to get an advantage.
I absolutely agree with that. But also, you know, having these teams play in this wider stadium and giving them the exposure and then the experience, you know, for the players who've never been exposed to such a magnitude of a stadium.
Talking about the magnitude of the stadium, this is one of the FIFA World Cup stadiums that were built for the 2010 World Cup. You will recall that time when South Africa brought Africa and brought Europe together on this continent. Here's an opportunity for Magia to give chase. And again, South Africa's coach, Banyana's coach, Desiree Ellis, has used a 4-4-2 formation throughout the tournament. She brings in a 4-1-4-1 formation. What do you make of that?
I think she just want to compact the middle field, because she knows that Zimbabwe, they're very good when it comes to, you know, the middle field in terms of controlling the passes. They're very quick. However, I'm just kind of worried about Magia being left alone there as a striker.
Well, she would have to work her socks off. Is Nthabiseng Magia, Mamelodi Sundowns player, who is full of running, and she will need the supply line of Nonhlanhla Mthandi as well as Gabriela Salgado on the left and right hand side. She is one of those players that finds herself very often in an offside position, so I'm sure she'll have to get her timing right as Sineku Kuzonde takes the throw in. Here's Magia battling it out, and eventually the ball goes out of play. South Africa will look at the intricate passing. Here's Holweni, who's a player that's got a goal to her name, rotating the ball to the far side, in which Asanda Khadebe and Gabriela Salgado will share the ball between them. Good available spaces as Ludwig looking to break the lines and gets the supply. Eventually that ball just trickles. Khadebe closes down, player with the ball. South Africa with Antonio Maponya have looked the part. Two survivors from the game against Lesotho. Lona Temba Mhlongo, she's vital in this formation. She is crucial in ensuring that there is consistency, there is composure, there is protection in that defense, as Casey Gordon just holds on to the ball. Very vocal is Casey Gordon.
Absolutely. Speaking about Mhlongo, the 24-year-old, you know, who's very confident when it comes to holding the ball, possession of the ball. So I think with this game, we yet to see more of, you know, her passing, dishing out those passes.
Is Zimbabwe going to hold back and try to lose their counter-attack, force the errors from South Africa, like that particular moment when no one was available for Antonia Maponya? She eventually just runs out of room, the ball goes out of play. It's a throw-in. The captain, Nobukosi Nobe, throws that ball in. The last touch coming off a Banyana player. Gabriela Salgado. South Africa welcomes you back with open arms after her injury. Good to see her fight her way back. That's what resilience is all about. Ball in the box, Chinyerere, and that is the opening moment. That was pretty close for Zimbabwe, but Casey Gordon stood still. You've got to look for Nonhlanhla Mthandi. She'll be all over the park.
We call her a workhorse. She runs all over the place, you know, very, you know, stamina. She's got the stamina. She can give you, 100% of her energy.
Well, that is Nonhlanhla Mthandi as Zimbabwe trying to connect a few passes, and they do so with Katona Christabel. They need the players inside the box. Chinyanyere is there, Zwawanda is there, and ultimately that ball goes out. Asanda Khadebe. Very, very good defending that South Africa is talking of. That ball just coming off the thigh of Nonhlanhla Mthandi gets the opportunity to send that ball forward. Yes, Gabriela Salgado will play it with Asanda Khadebe. Khadebe plays the 1-2 with Salgado, looking for the run there by Ntabiseng Magia. Isabel lays it back for Magia. At Antonia Sheila and Edna Tumbare, the two centre-backs that will have nothing to do with South Africa. They will want to have nothing to do with Banyana Banyana.
Absolutely. I mean, as much as we are neighbors, they want to win this game. They will crush everybody who comes close to them. So, good players to look out for.
Well, Dr. Des, diminutive. She's really been that important figure. O'Malley. For the moment, South Africa looking a bit disjointed. Here's Kabera. Nonhlanhla Mthandi. And that strike was one to remind you, Zimbabwe are not here to sit back. Fiona Kabera says that's exactly what we want to do. We will soak up the pressure, catch you on the break. Here's that moment of indecisiveness. Privilege Mupepi.
South Africa needs to talk more, especially in the middle. They're losing quite balls unnecessarily so they need to just talk a little bit and just organize that middle fielder.
Isabel Ludwig making the run is Gabriela Salgado, spotted by Ludwig. Bekele Beke, here's an opportunity from Thandi to put pressure, and that ball goes out for a corner. That ball goes out for a corner. Nonhlanhla Mthandi sharing a few words with Isabel. Defending for Zimbabwe. Sitetelelo Sibanda will have her ladies work on the defensive frailties, but this is a team that one can look at with pride. Their preparations have gone on smoothly. So Zimbabwe winning 1-0 against Botswana, played a draw against Zambia, and then went convincingly to win against Eswatini. The writing was all over the wall against Zambia that they're not here to make the numbers. They're not here to be counted as just one of them. They are here and deserving to go into the final, and South Africa is going to be made to sweat. Ball into the box, header, that is Tumbare, ball still hobbling, sent away by Ncube. That as far as Privilege Mopeti, ball goes out. Asanda gives chase.
Good clearance there by Zimbabwe, you know, arranging their defense very well so they can keep South Africa, you know, keep them out of threatening them.
Well, we had prior to this 15 games, 36 goals, 10 clean sheets, 3 draws in this tournament, and we then got an additional goal to make it 37 after 16 games. That was the 1-0 win in the first semi-final, in which Namibia caused the biggest upset of this tournament, beating the defending champions Zambia by a goal to 0. Crucial moment to score that goal.
Oh, what a crucial time. Who would have thought? I mean, we were just sitting out here thinking, you know, the way Zambia was playing, the way they were threatening, you know, we thought maybe 3 or 2-0 would come, but it's football.
Well, the gap is closing, certainly. The hunger is there. Holweni tips that ball in. Zimbabwe have done well. Mthandi to revert the danger. Here's Mupeti. Ball sent out wide, looking for Ethel Precious Tapiwa. Chinyerere takes a strike! Beauty! Chinyerere! Brilliant piece of play by Precious Tapiwa. She says, have a look. We in the house. Great piece of work. Goalkeeper of a line. Ethel Chinyerere sends an early warning, conceding after 14 minutes. The bounce of the ball just behind that defense took the defenders to the right. Keeper had no chance.
Absolutely amazing. What a great transitioning from Zimbabwean team, and a great goal.
Ethel Tapiwa Chinyerere opens the scoring at the new Peter Mokaba Stadium. They love every minute of that. Beautiful goal in 15 minutes. 1 up is Zimbabwe. 11 minutes on the clock. Casey beaten. Defense found napping.
Absolutely. I mean, South Africa was caught, you know, sleeping there. Counter-attack, you know, good transitioning. Great goal at the end of the day.
They came from behind against Lesotho.
Yes.
Also scoring in and around at the same time. It is the captain, Nobukosi Ngube. Takes a throw in for Zimbabwe. Maponya. Ball goes out. How do the young ladies respond to that? It was quality.
Absolutely.
Fantastic ball.
Absolutely. This has to show a lot of character from South Africa. How they transition, how they come back from that goal nil. It's really up to them.
Isabel wins it for South Africa. Sends the ball through, looking for the goalkeeper. And here's Holweni. Ball inside the box. Zimbabwe win it. Here's Zimbabwe circulating the ball. Picked up by Katano. Antonia leaps highest. Sibulele. Mtandi. Looking for Magia. Keeper comes off quickly off a line. So Cynthia Shongwe playing pretty much as that sweeper. Captain Ngube sends that ball looking to find Zavanda, and she finds Maponya. Two players having to deal with Zimbabwe. That is a privilege of Mupeti.
South Africa's getting frustrated there.
Can they come back? It's still pretty early. 13 minutes. Here's Gabriela Salgado. Gabriela Salgado. Asanda Khadebe. Ball goes out. So a throw in as Khadebe asks the assistant referee, is this the correct position? Gets the nod. Tabiseng Magia looks for Isabel, who herself is on the receiving end of this pitch that has been very devilish for a number of players, losing their footing at vital moments. Test of character. Ball hangs up in the air, and that will be a throw-in for Banyana Banyana. Lonatemba Mhlongo, Hadebe. And it is the goal scorer, Chinyerere. Beautiful ball. Been solid defensively throughout this tournament. Looking to find Tabiseng Magia. Lonatemba, Holweni. Lays it out for Sinekuku Zondi. Zondi looks for Holweni. Holweni finds Nomatemba. Lonatemba Mhlongo. Sinekuku much better. Good rotation. Nonhlanhla Mtandi. Holweni continued to run on the edge of the box, looking for a spy too. Not able to find that shimmy. But it is Sinekuku that is calling for it frantically. Nonhlanhla Mtandi decides, nope, she'll try and fight for the ball. Eventually getting over the top to try and get that ball in the box. As Holweni looks out, and that is Nonhlanhla Mtandi looking to create space for herself as that ball goes out, and it's a throw-in for Banyana Banyana.
Good possession football from Banyana Banyana. You know,
another ball inside the box. Zondi loses out. Here's Zimbabwe with the ball, looking for the goal scorer. That is Ethel Chinyerere. Gordon under pressure. This time, makes no mistake. Lonatemba, Salgado. Salgado finds Magia, dissecting that defense. Ludwig, who's available? It's Salgado. Good running off the ball, inside the box. And that's a moment. That went to begging. Nonhlanhla Mthandi. Nonhlanhla Mthandi with an open goal and an opportunity to respond. It was a mistake made in that defense, and Kabera did not know who was behind her. Fiona Kabera did not know who was behind her, and Mthandi, who was not waiting for that ball, got a touch, and that just trickled away from goal. Here's Ludwig, Kaitano, Daisy Rumbizai, O'Malley, Waka Waka, as she's known. Nonhlanhla Mthandi wins the free kick for Banyana Banyana.
Nonhlanhla Mthandi, I think she could have done better there. Stay on your feet. I think the biggest mistake that she did there was to just fall. You know, she had ample time to control that ball and look at the net and look at the goalkeeper and place that ball.
To be fair, though, you're looking at Fiona coming in from behind with the push. She knew exactly what she was doing, and losing her footing. Anyone who's in the air, the minute you get a bit of a jack up, you are bound to lose your footing. So South Africa, who conceded very early, as the pressure on Casey Gordon to Lonatemba Mhlongo. Good ball rotation, Maponya. Khadebe. Maponya realizing that the goalkeeper is under pressure. Lonatemba returns the ball to Khadebe. Over the top looking for Salgado. The header coming from Magia was intercepted. This is a pretty open game, but coming from an offside position is Prainan's Vawanda. That is the offside that South Africa need in terms of pushing the players up and rebuilding. Waka Waka, O'Malley, Shakira is who she is O'Malley yet again. Sinekuku goes down. (1-0) in favor of Zimbabwe. That is the Banyana Banyana team in camp, preparing for the WAFCON. So bravely, you would say, there are two teams. We saw the coach using different teams for different games, allowing every single player to get minutes. There's Knox in the stands, and Jessica Wade, Kaylin Swart, Jamini also in the stands and looking on. Let's hope South Africa don't say this is a B team.
No, there's no B team, especially in this kind of games, you know.
Average age at 23, so that speaks volumes about where we're going with these players. You need the minutes, you need the time. And here's Pikinini also in the crowd. Well, I believe that they are having their full squad in preparations, and those are the people behind the Copper Queens. Bambanani Mbane, Eva Mkwape, also the manager of Banyana Banyana, looking on and wondering if the young guns can come back. Zondi. So after 20 minutes, still 1 goal to the lead in favor of Zimbabwe. Waka Waka. And that ball. Good recovery by Magia. Ludwig looking to return that ball. Rides a challenge. Switching play and finding Asanda. Here's South Africa with Lonatemba. Maponya. Maponya finds Lonatemba. Lonatemba goes out to Bekelebeke. That's Gabriela. Mthandi. Here's an opportunity for Jamini, or Khadebe rather. Zimbabwe in defensive mode, switching and having the numbers. Here's Holweni in an onside position. Nope, says the referee. She's offside, having strayed a second or two early. And there's a player that's remained on the ground. Have a look at this ball. Doesn't look offside to me.
Yeah.
Good take off the chest. And the second connection was one that was going to ask questions of goalkeeper Cynthia Shonga.
Yeah, I think the referee got it a bit wrong there. You know, for us sitting here, totally not an offside.
Maponya, Holweni, Lonatemba, all just skidding off the right boot. And Isabel is not able to keep that in play.
Yeah, we see a lot of rotation from players, especially in South Africa. Lodwin, I know she was now playing on the right, now she's playing on the left. You know, I see Coach Des trying to figure out, you know, different strategy there on how to penetrate this middle third of Zimbabwe.
Here's a privileged Mupeti, showing a bit of skill, showing a bit of strength, keeping the ball, and eventually the last touch will favor the Zimbabweans. It's a throw-in. Fiona Kabera. She'll look for privileged Mupeti. She can look for Shalina Damamuromo. And instead that ball goes out. It's a corner for Zimbabwe. Need to organize their defense. You wouldn't want Zimbabwe to run away with it, but they are capable. If used correctly, you've got players that are hovering on the big box. Mupeti, Tumbare, and just one player left up front with 3 corners in total. South Africa with 2. This is Zimbabwe's first corner of the match. O'Malley's got to be in it. Header comes in, still possession with Zimbabwe. Waka Waka gets it away. As far as Zimbabwe, here's an opportunity for another long-range shot. Nobukosi Ncube on the ball, delivers the ball inside. Maponya and Casey Gordon. Good communication. That ball is in the hands of the Black Cats. Holweni. Gugu. Ball off the chest. Holweni sells a dummy, looking for Ludwig. Ludwig gets the ball away and loses the footing as well. Nobody is exempt from this pitch. As Ludwig slips.
We've seen a lot of players, even the previous game when Zambia and Namibia were playing, you know, they would slip her. So I'm not sure if the boots are finished or the pitch is just not.
Oh, there was a bit of watering of the pitch, and this is where you want your players to wear the long studs that will give them the opportunity to grip on the surface. And one thing that is pretty clear, there's no one that is avoiding the wickedness of the pitch. It's one that was prepared to maybe allow players the fluidity, but it's not to be. At a vital moment, some unfortunate ones go down. But here's that ball from the middle of the park. It was Caetano looking and picking up Chinyerere. Keeper was found wanting and off a line. You got to give credit to this beauty. One of the best goals of the tournament thus far.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you found South Africa, they had 5 players versus 2. And they were so late to close that player to avoid that goal.
Well, yeah, you are supposed to close them out, not allow the player to cut in, but she's strong. She knew what she wanted to do. And I think the best of the bets goalkeepers, whether it was Kaylin Swar or Andile Dlamini.
Yeah.
That ball hit the corner of that crossbar. It was a real beauty. Let's give credit where it's due.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And I think Zimbabwe at this moment, with the confidence that is oozing out of the ears, players like Linda Mutalo will look on and wonder, what would I have done in that position? But let us allow Nonhlanhla Mthandi the opportunity. Ludwig loses out. Lona Temba Mhlongo. Lona Temba does well. Gabriela is available, but tries to cut in. It is Holweni that picks it up. Salgado.
Good try.
Ball trickles away from where they want it to be. So Zimbabwe will be patient one more time. They will have the composure. They will have the opportunity to press South Africa with a long range from Cynthia Shonga. Looking up for Katona, looking for Zawanda, looking for Mupeti. And player that's gone down is Asanda Khadebe. That could have been horrible. Unfortunately enough, breaking her fall. Two players running into each other. Here's Waka Waka, baby. Shakira O'Malley. Well, you'll remember 2010, a Waka Waka song that had every African, every person involved with the World Cup singing as O'Malley. Header picked up by Lona Temba. Asanda Khadebe. Mistake made, but good cover defense from Tumbare. And load shedding. It's load shedding. In it is Asanda Khadebe. Clashing of heads, both players focusing on the ball. And you got to look at young Christabel Katona in that move. She's gone down clutch in the face. So did Asanda Khadebe. 4-3-3 by Zimbabwe. Ngobe pushing up every now and then. Kabera pushing up. The left and the right back. And the plotting continues. That is Coach Sanong and Dr. D.
Yeah. Our South African technical team there probably asking themselves what could they do better, you know, for especially for the second half when the ladies come back, and you know, the transitioning and obviously getting a goal from this encounter.
Well, you see, Coach, the assistant coach, that is Tina Sonkembuli, giving instructions, and nobody really looks perturbed at this stage with 30 minutes, and been asked to leave the field is Christabel Katona. Player being treated there to the ice. South Africa pick it up from the middle. Anywhere will do for Zimbabwe. Chinyerere gives chase. Aponya doubles up, covers that defense. Captain Ngube takes a throw in. And South Africa win it. Habdebe looking for Salgado. Salgado has three players around her, but does well to go to a goalkeeper. I had my eyes closed for a moment. It looked like it was one of those balls where goalkeeper will have difficulty in handling. Away by Tumbare as far as Salgado. Throw in for South Africa. Khadebe. Well, you want them to pull through the middle in South Africa. be comfortable in receiving the ball under pressure, maybe just connecting that defense and attack, making smart decisions when they do have the ball instead of rushing forward. But down goes the captain there, Sibulele Holweni, a tackle from behind. Daisy Rambudzai Kaitano is the player going right through Sibulele Holweni.
I know, as much as like you said, you want South Africa to play the ball on the ground, keep possession. But I think Zimbabwe is doing a great job in terms of closing those spaces, but closing the players in time, so they don't give them a chance to display that football that we know.
I agree with you. They are pressing intelligently. When they lose the ball, the first instinct is to regain it quickly, and you're looking at collective pressing so that they can win it back and look after it again. It's not just about keeping the ball. The wall does its job. Lona Temba. O'Malley. Coming from an onside position. Magia! Good running off the ball. Good bucket run to get behind that defense. The connection was there, but didn't wrap her foot wholly around that ball. And that would have been a beauty. Off the chest, and the second touch was one that connected. She believes that she was close.
But also, I like how Holweni saw that she was offside, and she kept herself, she came back quickly so Magia can go in.
Well, another player goes down right in front of the referee. It is Magia. She looks like she's really playing the part today. She's absolutely hungry. And the defense push from the back. Antonio having to be very careful. That is Sheila Antonio. Cynthia Shonga organizes her defense, showing discipline, showing that they are not to make it easy. They got to respect the ball. In that final third, you've got to express yourself. So here's Holweni. She has a free kick. Try and get it behind the defense. Keep an eye for players like O'Malley, who's gone up. Ball in, header, expected, keeper comes out. And that is a goal kick. Impressive. Played quickly by Zimbabwe. Privilege Mupeti. Salgado. Asanda gets it up in the air. Right into the hands of Zimbabwe. Kaitano. Zondi looking for Isabel. And another foul. This time it is Fiona Cabera who the referee will have a word or two. And that was pretty hard. And that was actually a career-ending challenge there. Going for the
sheen or the angle.
Yeah. And walks away without a yellow card. Zondi. Ball in the air. This as far as Mupeti. Mtandi's all over the park. A work rate complimented. Sundown's midfielder. Sinekuku. Waka Waka. Sinekuku. Shakira. Waka Waka. Casey Gordon talking to a defense, wanting them to move up a little. Antonia Maponya. Gabriela asking her to carry the ball, and rightfully so. Nobody's closing her down. But here she goes, mistake made. Here's the goal scorer, Chinyerere. And Khadebe tidies up. Keepers there in support. Lona Temba Mhlongo. Keeper makes that mistake yet again. Ball goes out.
Oh, I think Gloria Maponya, she needs to up her game.
Well, goalkeeper as well needs to not be casual, and that could have been punished. She's way off her line.
Exactly.
And Zimbabwe are a team that is looking to punish Banyana Banyana. We could get our first final that will not have a South Africa or a Zambia in it.
That's something that we want to see, right?
Changing of tides.
Yes.
Maponya, Holweni loses out. Damba Muromo, ball in the box, header, and that goes out. Goal kick it is.
Zimbabwe is saying, look, we're not going to sit back just because we've scored one goal. We're just going to push up and make South Africa make those mistakes.
Well, to be fair, Pinky, they do know that South Africa are a ball-playing team. They do know South Africa can come back. They've got presence on the bench as well. And they would want to take the game further and further away to make it rather difficult to climb back on Mount Kilimanjaro. And that is Gordon. Lonatemba. Another mistake made here. And coming from an offside position. Well, the decision's been made here in the goalkeeping area is one that have to be stamped out with immediate effect. Keeper not too comfortable. The first touch was a bit heavy for Lonatemba Mhlongo. Rather they play it short or play it out and take that ball with confidence forward. Here's Magia. Magia! South Africa come back! Thabiseng Magia! Running off the ball, excellent. Beating that defense. And placement to perfection. South Africa won. Zimbabwe won. Thabiseng Magia, the goal scorer.
Absolutely. Great goal. Great vision. We've seen Magia going back and wanting that ball, wanting it so bad. And it reaps the benefits now.
We say Casey Gordon assist. Magia goal. Goalkeeper was at full stretch. We spoke about the comeback. We spoke about the possibilities. And she had to get her confidence back. Casey Gordon.
Indeed.
An open foot from Magia. And a placement to precision. 1-1. 40 minutes looming.
Game on.
Game on.
Game on.
Zimbabwe will try again. And why not? Here's South Africa with their tails up. Salgado looking for Isabel. Sinekuku looking to close down from the front. Ball trickles over the line for a throw-in.
South Africa really needed this goal to regroup, to come back to this game. I mean, they've been threatening, but the goal just, you know, stepped as cement in the confidence.
Oh yeah, what that done? It got Banyana singing. I mean, they're looking at the fighting spirit. Some of them wondering if they are guaranteed positions, and the answer is no. Holweni, Gabriela, she needs the minutes. Ball in the box. Keeper collects comfortably. Another long ball. Maponya does well. That goes as far as Mopeti. And here's a Waka Waka baby. Ball in the air. Sinekuku. She's got Isabel. Lonatemba is available, but Nhlanhla Mthandi on the receiving end. Here's Lonatemba. That ball played to the back, but it is the ever-present Asanda Khadebe, workaholic of note. She'll win it back. Salgado needs to take on the players. Can they close it down? Salgado cutting in, looking for the goal scorer. Magia, dispossessed as Tumbare does what she knows best. Salgado delivers the ball. Lonatemba up in the air. There's the ball that goes trickling all the way to Hadebi. Salgado off the chest. Delight for Banyana Banyana. Hadebe. Salgado on the edge of the box. Ball in. And keeper is available to snuff out the danger.
I must say South Africa is looking pretty good.
Much better.
Much better.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Showing what it means to play as a team. When they lose the ball, they snap back into shape. Compact and disciplined. When they go forward, there's always a runner, always a passing option, always the support. Hunting as a pack this afternoon as we have a look at the ball that was threaded through by Casey. And trying to hold back Magia, and eventually calm, composed. That's what you need in front of the box. Magia comes back.
Brilliant.
Highlighted earlier that she looks like she's hungry.
Today,
she looks like she wants to fight.
Today she's just showing a lot of character.
Absolutely.
She wants it. And these are the results that we are seeing right now.
Well, Zimbabwe, when you look at them though, defensively shuffling very well, defending together, and one would want to see a lot more of that. And, we've mentioned the fact that they do respect each other. Holweni comes out of that packed midfield, looking for Sinekuku. There's Isabel. So 56% possession in favor of South Africa. 44 for Zimbabwe. These are neighbors, South Africa and Zimbabwe. And you want to see that rotating of the ball. Another opportunity with Gordon off a line. They've done their homework.
Very well.
They've done their homework.
Absolutely.
South Africa in the midfield will have to keep their shape. Ludwig Mhlongo Holweni. You're getting Tlanhla Mthandi also in the mix. O'Malley. Holweni just gets that ball in the air, picked up by Zimbabwe. It is Katona Christabel. Maponya does enough just to get that ball away. Ludwig fighting and helped away by Sinekuku. Maponya need to put the foot on the ball. It is a ping pong in these crucial moments. Here's an opportunity for Zimbabwe to put that ball on the ground. Holweni pushed off the ball and the free kick right in front of the referee. She's really finding her love for the game. That is Holweni, has shaken away all the injuries and is getting on with the business.
Yeah, she's been very consistent, hey? Especially in the park.
Very, very consistent. She's getting her frequency right.
Yeah.
Her play frequency right. That is Holweni, Sinekuku, O'Malley, Ludwig, O'Malley, hoofing it forward. Intercepted by Zimbabwe. As far as Ludwig, 4 minutes is to be added to this first 45. So 4 minutes to navigate their way yet again as Sinekuku with the throw-in, gaining ground. So it has been a Zimbabwean team that has been under pressure, making key blocks and tackles in the middle of the park, bossing the tempo or playing with clever passes as South Africa. It hasn't been easy. It hasn't been easy. We are in referee's optional time. There's Nonhlanhla Mthandi. Holweni on the edge of the box. Isabel picks it up in the air, and nobody charging the goalkeeper, thus making it very easy for Zimbabwe. Lona Temba does well to defend that ball, plucks it from the air, makes it look so beautiful. There's an opportunity from Tandi. Lona Temba skinning away, and picked up by Nhlanhla Tandi. Well, here is Zimbabwe looking to exploit those spaces. Privilege Mubeti sends it out, looking for Katona Christabel. Katona Christabel looking to Saladami and pick up Asanda Khadebe. That has been closed down. Corner, Zimbabwe. Corner, Zimbabwe. Christabel Katona taking on Asanda Khadebe. She says, not under my watch. Whichever way it is, but not under my watch. She's bossed that left back position.
Yep. She's been a ball, you know, at the back there.
Ball inside the box. Well, the rain coming down here in these latter minutes of the first half. Could it be a sign of good luck? Well, the ladies out there need a bit of a cooling break for the moment. Zimbabwe have the ball. Ngobe closed down. Ball goes out. And the referee, who will allow Zimbabwe to take the throw in. Guided all the way. Pushed against the advertising board. That is unsportsmanlike. The floodlights are being switched on here at the new Peter Mokaba Stadium. The battle between Ukraine and Rwanda, a push and into the advertising board. That deserves a yellow card. Players stayed down. The referee obliging with the discipline of Ukraine and Rwanda, giving her a yellow card, a much needed one for that push. So Ukrainians getting into the referee's book, and the rain is bucketing here at the new Peter Mokaba Stadium, and this is probably going to be another nightmare for the players to deal with. The slippery pitch, getting more rain.
Much needed rain though, but like you said, slippery of the pitch is not going to work really well for these players.
So players are being asked to take a break. 45 minutes shared. Tabiseng Majia getting onto the score sheet, and so did the goal scorer for Zimbabwe in the 15th minute, Ethel Precious Tapiwa Chinyerere, to make it 1-1. That's how the break indicates South Africa dominant in possession, 2 corners apiece, and 1 yellow card being dished out. Goal attempts pretty close and equal, hence the scoreline on the top is pretty much a fair result. So that's how it ends in the first half. Do join me for the second 45.
First teams to score.
Be in the game.
If you are just joining us, the first 45 had everything. South Africa trying to look after the ball in the true Desiree Ellis style, building patiently through thirds, and they were rewarded with the opener or the equalizer. But Tetelo Sibanda Zimbabwe have worked tirelessly, playing as a unit, pressing and chasing in packs in their sheer graft that gave them the start. So Prainan Zawanda is the player that has left. Fiona has gone out. Rutendo Makori's come in. So Zimbabwe bringing in the changes. Zawanda has come out, and it's Zimbabwe that gets us off the mark. 1-1 is the scoreline. And no changes that have been instituted by Dr. Des. Still the same lineup. And Tabiseng Majia, Nonhlanhla Mthandis, Bulele Holweni, Isabel Ludwig, Lonatemba Mhlongo, Sinegugu Zondi, Shakira O'Malley, Antonia Maponya, and Casey Gordon. Throw in on the far side of the field. It's like the captain Ngobe that's just gone down. Seems to be uncomfortable with a bit of an issue with the knee. So Pinky, who is alongside me, just having a look at the changes that were made by Zimbabwe. What do you make of them?
Look, I think the coach saw some challenges, especially at the back, and hence they brought in Makore, who is very, she's very good on the feet, very attentive. Is a player who can really change the game. So I'm hoping we'll see that from her. But also they've changed Zakwande coming in, Sipini, who is quick, very explosive. So I'm thinking, Zimbabwe will keep threatening South Africa with the changes that they have made thus far.
Well, Dr. Day is just speaking to Gabriela in the interim as there has to be a winner if the scoreline remains as is. After 90 minutes, we go straight to the penalty shootout. Well, we thought that would be the outcome of Zambia and Namibia, but in the dying stages of that match, it was Namibia who came out tops and broke the hearts of the Zambians. Yes, Salgado. Lonatemba Mhlongo. Sinekuku delivers a ball of delight, but that is elusive, and Holweni is not able to make the connections. Ball is anyone's ball in the middle of the park. Yes, Salgado getting the information that there's a player coming on pretty close and into the space. He has Majia being pushed away, and some hesitancy between the goalkeeper and the defense, but Zimbabwe doing well to come away with that ball. They say it's a get out of jail situation, breaking the lines and breaking all the difficulty, coming out of a straight jacket. Salgado. Another opportunity for Salgado to find Ntandi. Captaincy armband is changed and given to Christabel Katona. Well, we had some heavy rain, Pinky, and the players seem to come out a little more stronger. Maybe something they needed just to cool down a little bit. That is the earlier chance of Majia being pushed away by Sheila, and the keeper wasn't sure whether she should pick it up. Well, there's also a bit of lightning that we're going to have to monitor. And not forget that there is that 30-second rule. keeper under pressure. But she does well to hack that ball away. That is the black cat, Casey Gordon.
I think we've been talking about her. She's quite young, you know, with still growth, but she needs to make sure when she got off the line, she makes sure for a, you know, she watches her line so she don't get all those, you know, balls coming and threatening her.
Well, Zimbabwe are aware that she is a youngster and they will put her under pressure as that ball. Good drive and eventually a slip at a vital moment. So here's Cleopatra Sipini. And that ball just goes out for a touch. Sinetuku takes it very quick, looks for O'Malley, finds O'Malley. O'Malley gives the ball away. Eyes off the ball from Zimbabwe. Picked up by Daisy Caetano. Here's a mistake being made. And Lona Temba brings that ball down. And mistakes will come in aplenty. And that ball being kept in play. Ball delivered inside the box. And player brought down. Coming from deep, it looks like it's Bridget Mutaura that went down at the vital moment when everybody thought that ball was gone out. You've got to give credit for the persistence and a bit of a push there from Chinyerere on Asanda Hadebe. Gordon picks up Sinekuku. Holweni. Good touch by Holweni. Zimbabwe playing with the mid-block. Number of players just overloading the left-hand side. Holweni. Goal scorer, Chinyerere, switching play. Hard at work, chasing the ball is Bridget Mutaura, who's in support. Mutaura crosses that ball inside the box. Keeper misses it. Caetano misses it. Here's a brilliant piece of play from Bridget Mutaura. And a delightful ball. Was looking for Rutendo Makore. And the thumbs go up.
I think this is the kind of player that you need when she comes in, you know, she continues where Van Zada took off, you know.
There's Makore. O'Malley would keep an eye on that ball, but it's picked up by Casey. He's looking to find Gabriela Salgado. Intercepted by Zimbabwe in the midfield. Isabel. Magia does well to protect that ball. Holweni is looking to find Magia with one of those delightful passes. Lona Temba Mhlongo finds Nonhlanhla Mthandi. Mthandi looking to send Gabby route one. And the captain throws that furthest away. Yeah, Christabel Katona. She hacks that ball away. Asanda. Nonhlanhla Mthandi looking for Isabel. On the edge of the box, it's hacked away by Daisy Caetano. Lona Temba. Sineguku. Lona Temba looking for a runner. There's nobody there except a green jersey. Caetano. Gabriela looking for Magia. She can run at the defenders. Magia! Ball whipped in! Was coming from the blind side. Holweni will not keep that in play.
Good attempt from Salgado, you know, getting those passes. Let's see Magia here taking on that player very well and ultimately making that cross. But South Africa needed that, you know,
somebody coming from the blind side. Here's another ball that's whipped in by Sinekuku Maponya. Zimbabwe pick it up and hangs it in the air. Salgado. with the captain there, Katona. Katona looking to push Mutaura. Lovely ball, Mutaura. Keepers off a line. Good work by Nonhlanhla Mthandi. And a mistake made. Katona gets the last touch. This match is fast reaching the 1 hour mark. Showing too much of the ball as Bridget Mutaura had one plan in mind, and that was to take a strike. Well, it is the opportunity for Isabel to have a break, and it is Bonolo who will come on. Bonolo Mukoma will come on. Gabriela Salgado gives way for young Torisho Mpela. Oh, Torisho, the 17-year-old, is full of running. Bonolo, the corner. Bonolo Mukoma has come on in. The young player of the year. Ball delivered. Keep off a line. Brilliant save. That was the captain. She pulled one from the top drawer. Had the goalkeeper in 6s and 7s. And it was on target. So Bonolo Mukoma's come on. Torisho Mpela's come on. Thumbs go up and says, I had that covered. But you got to give credit to the captain, that's Sibulele Holweni. It is a throw-in for South Africa. Absolutely. Well, in actual fact, it's a corner.
Yep. Very good attempt from Holweni, eh?
Absolutely.
Having facing your goal post and having to take that, shot.
Yeah, she knew what she wanted to do. She knew where she was on the field. Hence, I've said this is the Hlompo Kekana in the women's game. Ball delivered inside the box. Header. Maponya connects. There's Holweni. Can she give one of those? Maponya. Holweni tries to wrap her foot around it. Giving a captain's innings. That's the earlier chance of Holweni. It would have been a beauty had it found the back of the net.
Credit to the goalkeeper, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The Pink Panther. We've got the Black Cats and the Pink Panther. Two great characters. O'Malley. There's Zimbabwe looking for Mtaura. Lona Temba and Nonhlanhla Mthandi get the job done in that midfield. Nonhlanhla Mthandi is a workaholic of note, including Khadebe. The live wire.
Call her the engine of the team.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
This game is pretty tight. You can cut the tension with the knife. Bonolo Mukoma will have to really be at her best. She's one that needs to draw on a form that gave her the goals in the JVW uniform. Top scorer. Maponya, keeper, who's off a line yet again. O'Malley. Ball goes out for a throw-in. Here's Zimbabwe with another opportunity. Bonolo wins that ball. Holweni Still fighting and battling it out, showing a strength, switching play. Picking up Magia with acres of space, can lay that ball through. Here's the availability of Tandi, and a heavy touch that takes the ball out. Magia. That touch, that second touch was the one that messed up a good move.
Yeah. Magia, good look, good pass. Fortunately, Natanda just had to lose that ball.
Here's Bridget Mutaura. Maponya away. Zimbabwe have not stopped running up front. Torisho is yet to be seen. Her impact. Yep. Captain Katona Christabel.
Torisho did amazingly the previous game. She was excellent, you know, she gained her confidence when she scored that goal. So we're hoping to see more of that where she left off from the game against Lesotho.
Well, she has yet to receive. You need the midfield players like Kolweni Mhlongo, Tandi to spot her. Yeah. And she's come on. Here's a delightful ball. Bonolo will give chase. Does she have the pace? She has the skill. And can she get by through the legs? As Bonolo goes down in the box, she's asking for something very soft. Zimbabwe will come away with it. Header, ball in the air, off the chest of Chinyere. There's O'Malley fighting with everything she has. The ball goes out for a throw-in. We've got a game on our hands.
Game on, like I said.
We have a game on our hands. O'Malley has fought. Even though she was losing her balance, still had the presence of mind. And here's the moment earlier, through the legs, trying to beat the experienced Sheila Antonio. And just looking for a penalty. Too soft.
Too soft, too soft. Use your body. I think Bonola has, you know, the body to use to shield the person. And I guess that was a good job from the Zimbabwean defense, though.
No, you've got to give credit to Sheila. She stood her ground. She won the ball fairly. And it was Bonola Mukomu who put her foot in between the opposite number. Well, they have found their voices, haven't they?
Absolutely.
Magia turns, looking for the space in front of her. It's Bonolo. She needs a runner. Torisho's available on the right-hand side. Bonolo skins the defender and is taken down. Free kick, South Africa. That's what you call taking one for the team. Tumbare knew exactly what she was doing. They were outnumbered. Magia again finding the outlet to release Bonolo. And Bonolo picked her head up, allowed the recovery of Agnes Tumbare. And she goes into the referee's book. She knows that she'll rather take one for the team than allow Bonolo the opportunity to go route one.
Absolutely agree with you.
Torisho, though, was bouncing it on the right-hand side, looking for the space and was hoping that Bonolo will spot her.
Yeah, that's why you need Bonolo to head up. You know, once you take that player, head up and see if there's a player coming through from the deep end, and you can lay the ball.
Sinekuku to take the set piece. It's 4 players in the wall for Zimbabwe. Can they get it over the top? It is 5 yellow jerseys in the box. If played well. Ball. Keeper comes out, gets a hand to it, and it's hacked away by Sipini. Torisho. Hadebe. 1-1 the scoreline. O'Malley. Magia. dropped out a little bit more to allow Bonolo to play in the more central attacking role. All in. That was the earlier attempt. The goalkeeper's done well. Zimbabwe just taking the eye off the ball. Well, the conditions that have been challenging have been well navigated. 8 shots by South Africa. Here's Hollywood. Bonolo looking to thread that ball through for Magia. O'Malley's been fantastic in that defense. And another push there by Mtaura.
I must say, O'Malley has showed up today, you know, where she needed most, she's been there.
Blatant push by Magia. O'Malley has gone down. And with the foot up in the air, asking for help. Shakira O'Malley. Waka waka.
Waka waka.
She's had a good day at the office, eh?
No, absolutely.
That's the moment. She's really been in the thick of things. That full stretch, got the ball away. You can see there she's already struggling and suffering, and eventually goes down. Cramping is what it is. Gives the signal and eventually goes down.
She really stood her ground this game, hey?
Yeah.
She really showed discipline, especially at the back. Not losing
organization
too much,
as well.
Not losing too many balls.
As Kutso has been asked to go in and stand in for O'Malley. Well, Kutso, slower, but reading of the game is excellent. She's reminding me of Manani Mbane, the way she plays with calm and being able to play those balls. She needs to work on her pace. If ever there's one thing that, if I was her coach, I would work on is her pace. So O'Malley being stretched up. Kutsopila. So Waka Waka's day is done. Shakira O'Malley comes off on the stretcher, and enable replacement in Kutso. Keeper there, who this time has got almost the entire team. And that header away, and big push. The referee, that is Ms. Morake, doing well to spot the pushing that's taking place there. Going straight into the player is Tumbare. She is on a yellow card. So 70 minutes on the clock, 1-1, and the players are being asked to revisit their technical team or the technical area. When you're looking at the South African side, they've had a couple of chances to put Zimbabwe on the back foot, but somehow I'm giving Zimbabwe a little bit of the edge as we have a look at this moment in which Bridget Mutaura and the earlier goal that Chinyerere got to open the scoring, and then it was Magia who stood firm and then placed that ball furthest away from the goalkeeper. Those are the two goals that separate the two sides, and you've got to give the assist to Casey Gordon, the Black Cat. Hadebe getting a quick drink.
Yeah, I think at Gloria we've seen a very balanced game here. You know, both teams coming through to, you know, to take on this game, to win this game. In the middle field, South Africa is showing more character. Zimbabwe also showing more character, sharing the ball, possession of the ball, creating chances.
Well, when you're looking at Sibanda football, everyone's working, everyone's tracking, nobody's switching off. Here's a moment for Zimbabwe. Header, Torisho on the ball. She's been pushed out of the way. That is the strength of Dambo Murono. Torisho, who's come on here in the second half for South Africa. Ball bouncing on the edge of the box. Away by Maponya. Keeper pushed out of the way. Still on the floor. And hopping away. The keeper struggling to get up. And eventually goes down. Seems like that was the dangerous ball. The flick on. Picked up by Chinyerere. Away by Maponya. She was pushed by Privilege Mupeti, who stamped on her for the moment on the ankle. Privilege Mupeti. Now, have a look at this. This is the moment. Away by Maponya, and Privilege stamps on the ankle, and the goalkeeper goes down.
Ouch.
That is painful.
Ouch. Ouch. But hey, Maponya played a big role there.
She definitely had to be decisive. Hacking that ball away, the signal goes up that all is well, and she will be raring to go. And Magagula, who's warming up, if called upon, she's ready. The TS Galaxy goalkeeper showing good spirit, determination, not waiting for anyone to tell you you could be coming in.
Shows Gloria how much you want this, how much you want to show what are you capable of you know, being in this team, but also helping the team to advance to the finals.
You know, when you look at these players, this is a group that reflects their coach, industrious, organized, absolutely committed to one another. Mutaura showing too much of the ball. Maponya. Ball not getting too far. There's Bridget. And Asanda doing well. Bridget has got pushed away. Zimbabwe playing with some strength. As Holweni goes down, there's a bit of a push there from Dama Murono. And captain goes down in a somersault. Katorna picks it up. Bunolo tries to flick it away. Katorna. And again, you've got to give credit to Lonatemba, to Nontlanhla Mthandi. Ball inside the box. As far as Christabel Katorna. Bridget Mutaura. And that's a goal kick. Bridget does not agree with that decision. Bridget doesn't agree with that decision.
I think she was right. It just went off the South African player there.
We spoke of luck.
It does happen.
That it can go either way, but I think from where we are, it's very difficult to tell the last touch. The assistant referee, who had a good look at that, Holweni, looking for the return ball. Still wanting to see the pace of Torisho, quite lightning. Lonatemba, Holweni, Torisho, beaten to the ball by Tamba Murono. Ball in the box, on the edge. Antonio battling away and eventually gets it away. Bonolo has Torisho, can thread it through. Torisho on the run. Yes, Torisho. She needs the support. It is simplified by Tumbare. That's when you say the ladies are taking control from the girls. They talk of boys to men, we talk about ladies and girls. Huh? But here she is. Should have shown a bit of skill there. Maybe Saladami, drop of the shoulder. Tumbare would have went sprawling. Sinekuk. Yes, Lonatemba. Tabiseng Magia. Magia going inside the box. South Africa with the cross. And anywhere will do for Tumbare. A corner. A corner for South Africa.
Magia keep threatening again, you know, finding those spaces, beating players, you know, but also bringing that ball for the players who are coming through from deep end. Well done to Magia.
They're looking for that delivery. And Magia has done exactly that. Goalkeeper just organizing that defense. 5, 6 players in the box for Zimbabwe. South Africa have 5. Sinekuku spotting Casey Gordon, who is acres away from a line. She's got to watch for that quick counter attack. Holweni. Last touch coming off a Zambian player. It's a throw-in for South Africa. Torisho makes herself available. Pila decides, no, I'll rather go and keep an eye on those defenders that appear to be problematic. Bonolo lays that ball in, and Nonhlanhla Mthandi viciously whips that ball, but it finds the side netting. A long ball from the Pink Panther. Mutaura. Bridget. And keeper collects that. Casey running rather gingerly. Looking to send Torisho on a bicycle. Young Torisho looking to turn. And last touch gives the corner to South Africa. She's been putting the ball into space. They know she's got the run and she's got the space. And laying that ball in a path is just allowing her to stretch her legs a little bit, take on the defenders. 7 corners. South Africa's 5th.
Yeah, the little Torishos now and then coming to the game, you know, showing herself and being open for those, you know, counter-attack balls.
Well, we have 10 minutes. We'll go straight to a penalty shootout. Should the scoreline remain at 1-1. It is Zondi with the corner. Ball delivered in, needs good head. And Holweni! That was close. That was close by Holweni. Always waiting for that second ball off the thigh. There's Nonhlanhla Mthandi, who's worked tirelessly, and bringing in Zoe October. She's a player maybe that can change the complexion of the match with a brilliant work rate and the ability to find players. Torisho on the ball. Bokomo running to the left. Here's October. Looking to thread that ball. First touch is a little bit of a disappointment, but she knew exactly what she wanted to do with the ball. Show me your number, says Christabel Katona. Here's Zimbabwe buzzing away. Space opening up on the left-hand side. And Rutendo Makori's come on. Hasn't seen much. Privilege Mubeti goes down.
Zimbabwe are saying we're not going to watch, you know, and let South Africa come to us.
They're giving and taking. Yeah, same as South Africa. Giving and taking. You want exactly that. This is the knockout stages. It hasn't been easy, and it won't be easy. Zambia's out. solitary goal that made the difference and put Namibia into the final. They looking on and wondering who is going to go through, who will play Namibia. Ball in the box, away by Pila. October giving chase. Pila wins up in the air, helps it on again. Out to the right is the goal scorer, Chinyerere. Mopetti gives chase. Ball just getting off the surface. Does well, and she goes sprawling. Leaves the ball for South Africa. That goes almost out for a quick distribution from Casey. Magia decides she'll go it alone. Forced backwards. Bonolo's available. Magia goes down. She was ready to release it to Bonolo, who had created some space. But Magia has been helped up to her feet.
Good technical awareness from Magia. You know, she dribbles the players, but she saw that there's 4 players on her, and she turns around and trying to find players that are coming through.
Trailing leg from Daisy Caetano has put a stop to Magia's game. Desiree, who's the heartbeat of this Banyana Banyana project. Philosophies are crystal clear. She's been very patient with a number of players. A well-respected Tina Sonke, who is under the tutelage of Desiree Ellis. Multiple COSAFA championship titles together, WAFCON success together, Women's World Cup together. So they are widely respected as coaches, builders for women's football in South Africa. At Tina Sonke and Desiree.
Speaking about Tina, you know Gloria, I played with her at Sasu. Back then Sasu, but then now Kuksa, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So it is October as well as Holweni on the ball that are plotting. October leaves it for Holweni. Ball over the top. Keeper collects it. Was under no pressure at all. Although Bonolo kept Mutaura under pressure from Magia. Looking for that mistake. Header away. As far as Katona. Mupetsi. Ball into the box. And Gordon will smother that. 5 minutes to go. Another long ball looking for Bonolo. Holweni tries to get in. Zimbabwe pressing. And there is a concern as a player down. But more concerning is the fact that I saw Casey Gordon leave her line. She released the ball outside. If ever there is something that was picked up by the assistant referee, maybe if we can get that. This is where the player goes down, and a little bit of a push. And Holweni puts her hand up to the bench. Sinekuku asking her to keep going. She'll want to soldier on. Gordon. She's going to have to be careful of one of those powerful strikes. Chinyerere is there, so is Mutaura. Damba Murono.
Sipini.
So the free kick. That's exactly that. They spotted
Yes.
the keeper.
Absolutely.
Who had thrown the ball
Outside.
outside the box. That is something that I picked up myself.
I did too. I thought I was
hoping that The assistant referee did not see it. And it is, wow. Mupetsi, it's Damba Morona who will take the strike.
But I think it took...
Caetano. I'm sure our directors are looking frantically for that moment. And the goalkeeper kicked that ball away. It's just before that action where there was a free kick. Well, here's that moment. She was way out when she released that ball. And there should have been a booking as well.
But then it took a while for the referee to call that.
I wonder if she can hear me from the commentary booth. Yeah. Here's a chance for Zimbabwe. Strike. Wall does its job. And away. Casey's alert. That ball goes and trickles over the line. When they talk of living rather dangerously, they're talking of exactly that.
The young Gordon has to be very careful of those kind of mistakes, you know.
Well, she'll learn. She will learn. Future looks bright for South Africa. At some point, we were asking where are all the young players. Miss October, who plays the football for Spurs, is making history by being a player that plays a football in the Saxon League. Torisho, Zimbabwe, intercepted by Holweni, looks for October. October sends it up in the air, looking for Magia. The race is on. Magia cleverly tries to make a turn and she goes sprawling to the ground. Zoe October takes a throw in. Magia. It's gone a bit scrappy. These are careful minutes. Could this be the bomb squad of Zimbabwe? Well, out goes Damba Murono. A position is to be taken by number 6. Out goes Privilege Mopete. A place has been taken by Beto Kondo. Out goes Shalene. And Shalene, Damba Murono, Privilege Mopete goes out. And in comes Beto Kondo. That's Beto and Ndlovu. So it's a free kick to Zimbabwe. Nogukanya Ndlovu. I think these are coming in for the penalties. South Africa with 5 minutes being added on. Can Zimbabwe steal it? Can South Africa steal it?
We yet to see that.
Bounce of the ball in the box. Keeper did well to stay on the line. Zoe. Katona, Christabel. Keeper gets hold of that. Looking to release Torisho. "90 minutes done and dusted." We are in referee's optional time. In those 5 minutes, both sets of players have got to be cautious. Here's October. Looking for Magia. Bonolo Mukoma. Magia continue to run inside the box. Magia turns and shoots. There's nobody there besides Cynthia Shonga.
I think Magia, you know, that was a good decision, but I felt she could have taken another touch.
Holweni finds October. October finds Majia at full stretch. Mutaura goes to goalkeeper Shongwe. Bonolo. Picked up by Lonatemba Mhlongo. Pila nicely brings it down. Torisho looking to run at the Zimbabwean defense. Pila tidies up one more time. Bonolo coming from an offside position, needs to watch that line. Picked up by October. Torisho's available. And not sure if that is exactly what was intended. Holweni forced backwards. She's running rather gingerly, is Holweni. Bonolo, October. Ball in! Majia goes down! Offside. Flag goes up. The offside flag goes up. October. And good decision. Good decision by the assistant referee. Slipping and sliding. It was more her disappointment to her timing. Keeper does well. October protects that ball, wins it for South Africa. Gets it back. Captain Katona. Zimbabwe keeping possession. October takes one on the head. Goes out for a throw-in. Zimbabwe ball. Players are cramping. So Nskadebe has had a good day. And, that ball went out for a corner. The deflection. That keeper tried to save it, but the momentum just carrying her through. And, looking on was the assistant referee. Well, Miss Banda of Malawi. Back out by Lonatemba Mhlongo. Tension is very high. Zimbabwe with the corner. On the edge of the box. Here's South Africa. Use of a hand. Well, there is a bit of shoving and pushing. Chinyerere goes down and uses the hand, and a yellow card for Zimbabwe. So another yellow card, deserving of it. Tempers are flaring. That's how close this is. And that brings an end to the semi-final, the second semi-final, as South Africa and Zimbabwe will go through to the first penalty shootout we get to see at the semi-finals.
Indeed, indeed.
It is a lottery. It is one of those moments, Pinky, that I don't want to see. And South Africa was in a similar position in 2024, and that was against Zambia in the final, though. So they're on the verge of being knocked out. So is Zimbabwe on the verge of being knocked out after some tireless effort from 22 players. And for Dr. Des and her team, it is that moment to see whether or not the goalkeepers can get us over the line. We went 90 minutes and still nothing could separate South Africa and Zimbabwe. 1-1 on the scoreboard, but that barely captures the contest we've just watched. Banyana Banyana tried to impose the Desiree Ellis philosophy, looking after the ball, building patiently, moving it through the thirds. They had long spells of possession. They tried to stretch Zimbabwe and created better patterns of play. But every time they fought, they'd taken control. The mighty Warriors, drilled by Sitatelelwe Sibanda, came roaring back with sheer work rate and unity, pressing the packs, tracking every runner, refusing to go away. Well, we've seen big tackles, we've seen desperate blocks, lunges, busting runs in both directions. South Africa searching for a moment of quality to win it. Zimbabwe digging deep to stay in the fight and then swinging back with the punches of their own. The two coaches, two philosophies, and 90 minutes of pure commitment from every player out there. And now, after all that graft and all that structure, we head to something you can't rely on. The lottery of penalty shootouts. Technique, yes, but also steel of nerves. The legs are heavy, the hearts are racing, and it comes down to 5 kicks, maybe more, to decide who marches on and who goes home. The goalkeepers become central characters. Every taker carries the weight of a nation, and every kick could swing the story. Well, you've got to stay with us. After all, these two sides have given. It will be penalties that finally find the winner tonight in Polokwane. So it is all set. Technical bench is ready. Pinky's ready.
I am ready. I think this is the moment where goalkeepers are going to be, tested. We're going to see their character, but also even players that they choose to take on the penalties.
So we'll alternate the penalty takes as Casey and the Black Cat and the Pink Panther get last minute guidance from referee Matapelo Jeanette Morake. She will tell you, don't leave your line, stay there. You can make sure that you move after the ball. Well, it looks like it will be the Pink Panther that goes in first. Or is it? Casey Gordon is the one to face the first penalty. And Zimbabwe is, it looks like Chinyere is up against Casey Gordon. What a baptism. Casey Gordon up against Chinyere. Precious Tapiwa, the goal scorer, who opened the scoring in the 15th minute. That is Ethel Precious Chinyere. Goalkeeper Casey Gordon is up against, and that's the first one. Zimbabwe, get it right. Chinyere gets the ball over the line for Zimbabwe.
Yeah. Now South Africa, let's see who gets to take the penalty. It's gonna be Shongwe against Magia. Shongwe against Magia. Shongwe, goal. She picked a spot and saw where the goalkeeper was, and then she just picked the side to score to.
Keeper followed it though, and missed by inches. Placed away from the goalkeeper. Miss Gordon, as chance to focus on Betel Kondo. Betel, one of the 2 changes made by the coach. Betel Kondo is a strong player, and that is packed away hard and low, full stretch. So Betel Kondo going according to plan, 2-1 in favor of Zimbabwe. Bonolo Mukoma is the player that will be facing the goalkeeper.
Bonolo Mukoma. Up against Shongwe. Takes few steps at the back. Bonolo. Oh, what a goal. The goalkeeper yet again goes to the right direction, but just unfortunate that she doesn't get to the ball.
I'm gonna say it again, some lessons to be learned for some clubs. And for the moment, we're saying that it is going according to plan. And this is a big moment when the goalpost becomes so small and you run out of ideas. But what is important is for one to pick a spot. Sipini, Cleopatra. Sipini, who also is one of 2 players that came into the second half. Sipini, that's Cleopatra. That's Casey Gordon against Sipini. Can Gordon make a save? Sipini! Save! Advantage, South Africa. Miss Gordon pulling off a brilliant save. That's Casey Gordon.
What an absolute save.
She's no more the black cat. She's the golden cat, isn't she? Well, that's Casey Gordon. And it is Pila who walks up.
Pila takes on Shongwe. Let's see what Pila has to offer. If she's gonna take advantage of this this penalty kick.
Oh, she had to walk far away to collect the ball. You'd ask yourself, where's the ball, girls? They were supposed to have helped and brought the ball a lot closer. It gives her enough time to think about what she really wants to do. That is Kutso Pila.
Kutso Pila, who came on as a substitute. For Maudley. South Africa have an upper hand now. Pila. Oh! The goalkeeper just watched and did nothing there.
Couldn't do much. And placement was precise. Here's Miss Gordon. Can she make it? Another save. And the changes that were made by the coach was specific to the penalty. She's here to do exactly that. And 3-2 in favor of South Africa. It is Nokubuhle Ndlovu. Ndlovu that is up against the Golden Cat. We've changed now. Here's Ndlovu. Brilliant! Another save. South Africa are in the driving seat.
Absolutely.
A moment that they are about to explode to. South Africa bossing it is Casey Gordon.
Casey Gordon there going to the right direction again, finding herself at the right place. South Africa now still have an upper hand here. (3-2). That's what we're looking at. October against Chongwe. Jezila Kutura, number 10. The calm one. The flair. Let's see what she has. Go. I think I saw that one coming. Great goal.
Casey Gordon having just dragged South Africa to the brink here. 2 huge saves in the shootout. Standing tall when it mattered most. And she has completely flipped the pressure back into Zimbabwe. Those are moments that define the knockout football. After 90 minutes of grafting, suddenly one goalkeeper, one ball, one nation holding its breath. Zimbabwe had the chance to take control, but Gordon has read the takers, trusted her instincts, and twice came up big. Banyana did not let it slip. Their keeper has done her part. The door was left open, and it's about composure from the spot. It was blocking the noise and finishing the job. And that is a moment that we can all remember. Casey Gordon's heroics take South Africa into the next round. They love it, we love it. It was a squeaky bum time and nerve-wracking. But at the ultimate end, we do say South Africa go into the final to face Namibia. Can they change the script? Can they rewrite the script? As Bulele Holweni gets the player of the match, and this will be the turning point where South Africa would want to fight and reclaim the glory that has been elusive since 2020. From myself and the team at the new Pizza Mukamba Stadium, we say good night. Adios.